Good morning, bird brains. Welcome to a dirty garage with some Christmas lights in the background and a bird on my bike video. So last week I asked you guys to kind of send in some questions just to kind of fill in some dead time here in the winter. I can't go ride right now because it looks like this outside. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but that's what it feels like. I also let you guys know that I have health insurance until February, so probably won't be doing much riding until then. So these videos will kind of help fill in that void in between now and then. The rebuild is still a go. It will be happening very soon, like I mentioned last video, kind of giving you guys some hints back here in the background as to what's going on the bike. I want to say the garage will be picked up before those videos come out, but that's a lie. I'm not going to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to hop into these questions. A quick side note, I am not going to answer all these questions. Main reason being I am planning on doing another episode next week with a special guest, Miss Bike and Bird. So with that being said, I need more questions, specifically non-bike related questions, or even topics or news stories that are kind of funky or related, just kind of give our opinion on and stuff like that. Just kind of keep the dialogue going back and forth because I know you guys like us bickering all the time. So that's in store for next week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in these questions. Now I will say I don't have all of the question because I'm stupid and I screenshot the question before I delete the video instead of just making it private. So I didn't want that video to be up anymore. Anyways, first question comes from, I want to say that's Lieutenant Corporal. I'm sorry if that's incorrect. Lieutenant Corporal Vicente. He named off a bunch of questions. I do remember the last question he had. And this question came up quite a bit actually. So both Lieutenant Corporal Vicente and a good friend of mine, Jareth Butler, who's a fellow motovlogger from the UK, asked what was the main thing that attracted me to the Iron 883. Vicente put, why did you choose the Sportster 883? Pretty much same question. I've answered this question in previous videos, but I'll go ahead and answer it again. I love the Sportster look. I love the Sportster feel. I'm not really a big fan of the big, heavy Harley bikes. This is actually probably the Sportster series. The dynos are pretty sweet because they're pretty close to a Sportster. And then I also like the V-Rods. Those are pretty much the only Harleys that like I would spend money on, just because they're light, they're fun, they're customizable. They're more true to the old Harley background than the bigger bikes, I guess. All right, so back to Lieutenant Corporal Vicente's other question. Does it vibrate your Goody just right? I'm assuming he means my Goody hole. And yes, it is. It's just perfect. He also asked, are your dogs assholes or do they do that just for the camera? If you didn't watch the video where I asked it, my pit bull Penny and my Jack Russell Terrier Jack were kind of just like barking at each other and playing around. Yes and no. Jack's cool. He's really chill. Penny, on the other hand, she's only 1 year old. She's still in the puppy stage, and she's a big dog. So she's got pretty much two modes. She's either full on knocking tables over or passed out drooling on the couch. There's really no in between. He also asked just how gutless is the 883. It's not really gutless at all. It's not going to be as fast as a sport bike or pretty much anything. It's going to be faster than a Shadow 600, but it has balls. Like it will go 70, 75, 90 on the highway. It'll get up and go. I didn't screenshot the last question, but I know he asked, why did you name your channel Bike and Bird? I have never seen any birds. I demand birds. Well, I do have a bird in this video, so you can't say that anymore. I picked it up at Walmart during Halloween just to kind of do exactly what it's doing now. So I thought I mentioned this in other videos, but I'm not 100% certain. Plus, I know a lot of you guys are new here as well, so I need to kind of answer it. So I've got two toys, basically. I've got the Harley 883, which is a bike, and then I also have a 2001 Trans Am WS6 Firebird. So when I was in college, I was majoring in marketing, and one thing they stressed was that alliteration and rhyming and stuff like that is really key when naming a business. Bike and Bird, they both start with B. The it rolls off the tongue easy. It's easy to remember. It sticks to your head, and it's like my two toys, you know, Bike and Bird. So it's stuck. I am not regretting the name whatsoever. All right, a fellow San Antonian, Adrian Ortiz. This guy came out to the last group ride. His Harley is gorgeous. I love it. It's white. And you did right. He asked, do you think you can beat me 1v1 in paintball? Absolutely, 100%. I'll bet my life savings on it. Next question, Reels and Wrenches asked, how far do you want your channel to go? What software do you use for your editing? Can I get a shout out or shot out? I mean, I would prefer not to shoot you, but a few other questions. How far do you want your channel to go? Honestly, it could go to 500,000, you can go to 1,000. The more success, the better, of course, but it's not something that I'm not trying to make a living off of this whatsoever. It's pretty much my main hobby and I enjoy doing it a lot. I love shooting videos, I love riding motorcycles, so why not combine the two? What software do you use for your editing? I use Adobe Premiere Pro CC. It changed like a while ago. It's basically a monthly service that Adobe offers. They used to just do packages where you'd buy the software. People were kind of upset about that because they were having to spend, you know, $200, $300 every year or two for the new version when it really wasn't that new. So what they do now is a monthly service. I believe mine's $20 a month, and then you get the updates. Like as soon as they make something new or fix it, they drop it to your computer. So definitely worth the money if you're going to be doing it regularly, and it's very user friendly, especially if you've used other video editing softwares in the past, especially anything Adobe. It's going to be very familiar to you. What are your hobbies? That was asked by Wannabe Moto. My hobbies are pretty much photography, videography, bikes. I used to paintball a lot as like competitive, like tournament style, but with my money situation lately, I've kind of stepped away from that because it's really expensive sport. But yeah, so pretty much what you see me do is my hobbies. I love shooting videos, pictures, riding motorcycles. That's pretty much it. I like working on cars. Cars are another hobby of mine, even though I've kind of stepped away from my Trans Am to focus more on this. I love cars and I love working on cars, bikes, that sort of stuff. All right, attempt number 2. My camera shut off and I finished the whole video. Knuckle Up Fight Club asked, are you from Boston? I'm assuming this is because I was wearing my Boston Bruins hoodie in that last video. I am not from Boston. I was born and raised in Texas. Boston Bruins are my main team. Dallas Stars being my second team, of course, because they are from Texas. For those of you who are lost, I am talking about hockey. But no, I'm obviously just a fan of Bruins because, I mean, I still wear that hoodie even though their season has been terrible. But no, not from Boston. John Lacona or Lasona asked, what inspired you to make videos? I've been making videos ever since I can remember. I was the kid that snuck into my parents' closet and took the video camera and like went outside and made videos. I actually have like a couple old YouTube channels that weren't very specific. I kind of want to do like throwbacks to those videos, but a lot of them have copyrighted music on them, so I don't want to upload to this channel. But I've always made videos. I don't know exactly what inspired me, but I've always been the person making videos. Amazing AJ, he's a fellow motovlogger here in Texas, I believe, yes. How many hot dogs can you stuff in your mouth at once? It was college and I needed the money. Bronco Ride asks, another fellow motovlogger, another Harley motovlogger, go check him out. He rides a big old bike. Where is the ultimate place you want to ride? 2 places, Colorado, up in the mountains, and California, PCH. Seth Moto, not necessarily a moto vlogger, but he's in Austin. Met him at the Motovlog meetup. Cool dude, go check out his channel. He asked, what do you think sparked your interest in motorcycles and at what age? I don't know exactly what sparked my interest, but the influence was definitely my dad. My dad rode motorcycles when he was in high school, continued to ride motorcycles throughout. And when I mean motorcycles, I mean motocross. He rode motocross. He's got a bunch of albums of old black and white photos of him on dirt bikes, and he's got like a barrel full of trophies. So I guess I've always, from a young age, just wanted to be, you know, like my dad as far as the motorcycles go. And then got into motorcycles at a very young age. My dad bought me a dirt bike, did motocross for a while, and then as soon as I was of age and could buy a motorcycle myself, bought a sport bike. It was my first bike. So pretty much my whole life I've been motorcycles. Shane's Gaming asked, what was your childhood like? And I don't want to be an ominous. think he means anonymous. My childhood was very good. Both my parents are still together, no divorces, no fighting or anything like that. My dad was gone a lot for work, but he had to do what he had to do. Gave me a very good life. I mean, he made very good money, always had nice things and nice houses and stuff like that. Upper middle class for sure. Spent most of my life in a small town. Up until elementary, I was in a small town near the border called Brackettville. I moved to San Antonio for a few years. During those couple years, I was in middle school, got into skateboarding and BMX, started hanging out with the wrong people and bad influences, started getting in trouble and stuff like that. And thankfully, my dad got a promotion out in a small town near the border in West Texas called Sanderson, which I've shot videos there previously, and then spent pretty much the rest of my school life there up until I graduated high school. And then I moved back here to San Antonio for college. But childhood was good. Childhood was great. Quiet Man also asked about the origin of Biking Bird. Also, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? I would be a palm tree in California specifically, because hopefully I could be on like Rodeo Drive and see like nice cars and stuff like that. And the weather's good and there's no hurricanes and stuff there. Red Shoes Moment asked, I'm probably too late with my question, but I'll ask it anyways. If you were stranded on an island, what 3 things would you want to have with you, not including people and electronics? I would say a knife, a piece of flint, and a gallon of water. I mean, screw it. If they didn't give me specifics, I'd want a lot of water, like a tank of water. But a gallon if you're gonna limit that. Just because knife, it's hard to make in the wild and you can make a lot of things with it. Flint, of course, for fire, which you can cook with and stay warm with, all that good stuff. And then water, because that's the only real thing we need besides a little bit of food to actually survive. Heath Ritchie asked, you do a lot of group rides in San Antonio? If so, when the next one? Not too sure, probably not until March. March will probably be the next one, just because, like I explained in my last video, don't have health insurance, can't ride very far. Life is so hard. But yes, I do them quite often. I said do. I do them quite often, usually every other month, if not every month. If you would like to get in on those, keep subscribed to the channel. I usually announce them on here, but if not, follow me on Facebook. That's where I create all of the events for the actual rides, with all the details, as well as Twitter and Instagram. I post everything on there for meetups and stuff like that. Patrick Dunlap asked, question for next vid, you can say my name. Good, because I already did. Will you ever ride through Northeast San Antonio, specifically Converse area, since you live so close? Probably in the future, probably around that same March. Probably around that same March, April timeframe. I do work on that side of town now, so I am on my way, or I'm in that area a lot more. And once it warms up and I have health insurance, I'll be riding my motorcycle to work a lot more. Maybe not the Converse area, because that's on the opposite side, so I don't have to go through Converse, but I'm definitely in the Universal City area, 35, 1604, that general area. But you might see Team Bradley. He lives in that area, so keep a lookout for him. And then last but not least, this one came from Instagram from Crazy Canuck Cruiser. Hey mate, I'm trying to get into motovlogging and was hoping for advice on action cams and placement. I looked at his Instagram. It was, he was a new rider. I don't know if motovlogging got him into riding. If so, that'd be awesome. I think motovlogging is great for that kind of stuff. But to answer his question, action cams and placement. Now, I've kind of harped on this before in the past. I would go GoPro all the way. If you're gonna afford it, go GoPro. If you can't afford it, honestly, I don't know. I'm very GoPro specific. I got my Hero 4 Silver for 200 bucks. So I mean, they're getting cheaper, they're getting more affordable. The Hero 3s are even good. Even actually the Hero 2s. I did a dual vlog in Austin for the Texas Motovlogger meetup with the guy with the Hero 2. And it's fine. It's fine. It's definitely good enough to start off with. But if you can afford another 100 bucks or so, go with the Hero 4 Silver, GoPro all the way. As far as placement goes, I like the front-facing camera. I do super view just because I want you to see as much as possible. A lot of people will go just the 1080 wide, which is still good. You get a little bit less field of view, but you can see a little bit more clearly for the things that are in front of you. Some people go on the side. I think Chase on Two Wheels said he liked the side view because he wanted you to feel like you were riding with him as opposed to that you were him. So that's one way to look at it. I want you to see everything I see, which is the main reason why I go the front, because if you put it on the side, you're not going to see anything off the left side and you might miss something. Well guys, that is it for today's video. Before you go ahead and click off, next week's video, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be with me and Miss Biking Bird. So if you have a topic or questions that you want us to either answer or answer about each other, go ahead and leave them down in the comments or on any of these social media sites. If you want to participate in these Q&As in the future, also go ahead and subscribe, but also go ahead and follow me on said social media sites. That's where I post a lot of my Q&As and also my group rides and stuff like that. So if you're local, definitely go ahead and follow me on those. Other than that, I just wanted to thank you guys for sticking with me through this period. It'll warm up very soon. I promise once February rolls around, I will get you the best motovlogging content that I can produce. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.